That doesn't matter. I don't believe you. Dinosaurs never existed. And even if they did, I don't transform into one.
I can show you the body.
Hi, Hypanimoto. Am I saying that correctly? I apologize if I'm not. My name is John Nguyen. I'm a mentor at Animation Mentor. I'm also an animation principal at Walt Disney Imagineering, where I work on theme park attractions. I animate audio animatronic robots for the attractions. You can see some of my work in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World. And before that, I worked on a number of films, including TRON Legacy, a couple of the Transformers films, and some films at DreamWorks and Disney Animation. You can see my work at johnanimation.com if you like. First of all, congratulations on winning or co-winning the 11-second club. That's a first in 11-second club history, but well deserved. You did an excellent job. I really like this. It's a lot of fun. I also, from a look and lighting and rendering standpoint, it's nice. You did a nice job with all of that, and you did some interesting camera work. So really well done. Let's take a look at it.
That doesn't matter. I don't believe you. Dinosaurs never existed. And even if they did, I don't transform into one.
I can show you the body.
All right. Really well done. I think you have a really great sense of weight to all these characters. I think that's all working very well. The staging and kind of direction of it all is also working very well. It's a lot of fun. Probably from a story standpoint, there are a couple of things I don't quite understand. I'm not sure what is happening in this beginning part. I think after watching it a couple of times, I think what I feel like is happening is that he's transforming into a dinosaur, and he's kind of, thrashing about with his body as he's transforming, and that's what's happening here as he comes in, right? And if that's the case, then I would probably make some of this pose a little more kind of chaotic. Maybe throw his head back this way, with his mouth open, so that we can see him struggling against the transformation. Right? Or something along those lines. This feels like the pose you have right now feels like he's running into the wall. And if that's the intent, then that's fine. I'm unclear about the intent in this part. Okay? Yeah, so here if you just kind of maybe pose him in a little more chaotic manner. Maybe maybe he's looking down at this point, right? And his body is just kind of convulsing and moving about. We kind of help that idea. Again, I'm assuming that's what you're trying to do is show that he's transforming into a dinosaur. Like here, you can really turn that shoulder downward. Right? And really establish a nice, clean line of action that's a little less linear. And then maybe bring the tail out this way. Make a nice complementary line. Just a little tweak to it, nothing big.
That doesn't matter. I don't.
I like what you have going on with the tail here. That's really nice. Although if you change it, here, if you made it underneath, you could still do it probably.
It doesn't matter.
I like this walking, hand over hand walking thing. But if it's again, it's supposed to be him fighting against the transformation. right? I can really push these shoulders up and really hang his head down here, right? And push these shoulders way up and really feel like he's, struggling to stay up.
Doesn't matter.
Especially kind of in a pose like this, if you were to push these shoulders up, then you can really feel his struggle, right? Really feel how painful it is. If you can just leave the head there and just push those shoulders up.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Dinosaurs.
Okay, I'm not sure what this pose is. This is a little confusing. Why is his hand behind him, right? I feel like it would be kind of a nice little. First of all, I would bring the camera up more so his head doesn't tangent the top of the frame. Okay, so just bring that camera up more. But I feel like he should almost, here he's gathering himself, right? And instead of standing up kind of with his hips out, with his hands behind him, have him kind of like stand up straight, almost like he's trying to be as human as he can be, right? And so you're almost there. I think if you just kind of just have him stand up straight, hands at his side, right? And he's like, dinosaurs
never exist.
Never existed. And then he can start walking. So he's he's like, dinosaurs never existed. And then he just starts walking instead of that strange hand behind him pose.
And even if they did, I don't transform.
And then I think, to me, this is too literal, right? He's talking about transforming. I just don't think he needs to hold his tail. I'm not sure why you chose this pose, but let's see what
I don't transform into one.
I can show you the body.
I don't transform into one.
I can show you the body.
I don't transform.
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of different things you could do here. My opinion is that this is just a little too literal. But I think if you're going to do this pose, I think really push it, right? I mean, really get a nice curve out of here. You got a little lumpiness right in here. Really push that head out there. Right, so you're really close. I mean, just a couple little tweaks. Bring one leg out and maybe one leg straight. Right, but really push that pose. And then if you're gonna have this, like, I would add a couple little head darts where he's looking at the tail, looking back at her, looking at the tail, looking back at her to see her reaction.
Transform into one.
I can show you the body.
Because I think that if you're going to at least do that, then there's a little bit of uncertainty in him, right? And so there's an inner conflict between the fact that he is transforming into one and he's trying to convince her that he isn't, and almost in a way trying to convince himself. So I think if he's holding it, he's like looking back at her, looking back at the tail, kind of implies some of that. And this pose, for some reason, just felt uncomfortable to me because of what's going on in here. I don't even know if a person can trying to get into that pose, and it's really kind of difficult. Graphically, it's really interesting. It's a really interesting pose, but physically, I don't know if you could get her into it. And I think it just might be a matter of turning the hips. Yeah, maybe rotating this one hip out will help it.
Show you the body.
But I like that you just have that one pose in it. You're just living in this pose before, while she says, "I show you the body."
Show you the body. I can show you the body. I can show you the body.
That doesn't matter. I don't believe you. Dinosaurs never existed. I don't believe you. That doesn't matter. I don't believe you. Dinosaurs never existed.
I think you can, from a eyebrow standpoint, maybe just incorporate some angry eyes, as it were. You're pretty much using these same curved eyes going up and down.
And even if they did,
You know, even in places like, and even
I don't try.
and so he kind of has a singular emotion the whole time. Part of that.
Even if they did.
So if here it was like, even if they did, and he was angry about it, right?
I don't transform into one.
I can show you the body.
And her too, I can't quite tell from her expression if she's happy, if she's serious. This kind of expression is a little crazy. I'm not sure what's happening with her. I think you kind of just, when she does this final pose, you just kind of compressed her a little too much. I feel like her head should be somewhere up here, you know, with her neck there. You know, I think that would feel a little more dinosaur-like, first of all, and it would maintain these proportions a little better. Right? Or is it that you have, yeah, this, if this weren't here, if this line went like this, even that would feel better. Yeah. But the jump is really nice, you know, with her.
That doesn't matter.
Has some
I
good
don't
weight,
believe you.
really bouncy, really nice. Really, really well done. Congratulations. And I will see you later.